Growing up in the 80s, I didn't see a lot of black characters in video games, save for athletes and simulation sports titles, but those don't count. I'm talking about name characters with actual, you know, character. It wasn't until the 90s that I started to notice more and more brothers and sisters popping up in games, like Elder Scrolls Redguard and Barrett in Final Fantasy VII. Nowadays, we're all over the place, and I am here for it. However, unlike real people, video game characters are not all created equal. Some are better than others. Some feel realer. And that's what I want to talk about today. My top five realest black characters in video games. So let's do this.
I tell you, you start counting to five like a sucker.
Alright, y'all. Let's start off with everyone's favorite Easy E cosplayer, that boy Ryder from GTA San Andreas. He's like that one friend you can't take anywhere because you just know something's gonna pop off. He's loud, mean as hell, but funny at the same time. He constantly roasted CJ and Big Smoke throughout the first part of the game. It kept me laughing the entire time. Sometimes he even went off script for some well-timed insults. While driving him, Sweet, and Big Smoke around during the mission, I somehow managed to flip over the damn car while making the slowest turn in video game history. At which point Ryder said, CJ, you an idiot. That was the first and only time this happened to me in my million or so playthroughs of the game. And I really, really wish I could have recorded it. Everything about Ryder, from his style to his accent, screams 90s LA. As a character, he is the real deal. Oh yeah, a genius. And for that reason, he gets the first spot on this list.
I tell you, you start counting to five like a sucker.
Next on the list is Marvin Brenner from Resident Evil 2, particularly the remake. After Raccoon City became a zombie paradise, he was one of the last cops standing and an integral part of the story. In his introduction, he saves Leon and Claire from getting munched on by a zombie, then proceeds to help them find a way out of the police station, despite having been grievously injured and infected by a zombie Brad Vickers. If that wasn't noble enough, he has no intention of escaping with Leon and Claire, convinced that he'd only be a burden. This guy was a hero from beginning to end and the definition of protect and serve. That's why he's one of my favorite supporting characters in all of video games, black or otherwise.
I tell you, you start counting to five like a sucker.
Captain Anderson is one of the most celebrated characters in the Mass Effect universe. An N7 OG, a vet of the First Contact War, and the first human Spectre candidate. And if that ain't impressive enough, he is also voiced by the legendary Keith David. You can't get much more realer than that. Throughout the Mass Effect trilogy, Anderson is Shepard's mentor and one of his closest friends. Depending on how you play the game, he can even become a member of the Citadel Council and do all the good stuff that idiot Udina won't, aka his job. He's the original captain of Mass Effect's iconic starship, the Normandy, which he gives to Shepard in order to investigate all the strange goings on in the galaxy and put the hurt on perennial hater and rat bastard extraordinaire Saren. Throughout the entire trilogy, Anderson's support and loyalty never wavers. He stays true right up to the very end. If that ain't real, I don't know what is.
I tell you, you start counting to five like a sucker.
Next up, we got Lee from Telltale's The Walking Dead. His realness is unique among the other characters on this list because it presents itself in a multitude of ways depending on player choice. You can make Lee as nice or as mean as you want, and every variation feels smooth and natural. Personally, I made my Lee the nicest guy in the world who tried to do right by everyone he came across, and by the end of the game, both me and Clementine were sad to see him go. Fortunately, his legacy persists throughout the entire series, either through flashbacks or through Clementine, whom he taught some very valuable life lessons, such as wearing short hair in a zombie apocalypse. That's good mentoring and even better character development. Before we get to number one, here are some honorable mentions in no particular order. Before we continue, I have a little favor to ask. If you enjoy my content and want to see more, make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and now back to the video.
I tell you, you start counting to 5 like a sucker.
Choosing Mike Tyson for the top spot on this list was an easy decision. Who better to claim it than a real life person turned video game character? This man is literally the realest of the real. He's regarded by many to be one of the greatest heavyweight boxers that ever lived and was the undisputed champion from 1987 to 1990. He won his first belt at 20 years old. 20 years old, y'all. Then went on to amass an impressive record of 50 wins and only 6 losses, with 44 of those coming by knockout. Dude was a certified monster, so it only made sense that Nintendo would use him as a final boss in their classic NES title, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! Later renamed Punch-Out! Due to, let's just say, big crimes. In the game, he is every bit as devastating as he is in real life, able to beat the player in seconds if he or she ain't careful. Getting hit by Mike Tyson is like getting hit by a semi-truck, and the game does a good job of demonstrating this. As a kid, fighting him was frustrating as hell until I finally memorized his pattern and won. That was one of my crowning achievements in gaming, and I have old Iron Mike to thank for it. So for that reason, and the fact that he's a real person, he has earned the title of the realest black character in gaming. And that's all I got for you. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If so, please don't hesitate to like and subscribe. It really helps your boy out. And if you have any favorite black video game characters of your own, talk about them in the comments. Until next time, y'all be easy, and I'll see you on the next go round.